What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ruse Reviews, and today we are chatting about Colour Sync by David Jonathan. So, let's get into this. So here we go, as we're creeping up to December season. Obviously, people are going to be getting new effects. New effects are going to be released. For me and most other, I guess, working magicians out there, it's our busy season. So I thought I'd treat myself to something new. And that something new is Colour Sync by David Jonathan. This is the little packet. It's produced by P3 Magic. So what is Colour Sync? Colour Sync is a matchup effect. Whether you do ESP matchups or picture matchups, if you're a mentalist, you'll know how powerful matchup effects are. A little while back, you guys might remember I reviewed Ben Seidman's Oracle set with the tarot cards in a beautiful leather case. It was absolutely stunning. I love that. But what this does is it solves a lot of issues that I have with current matchup effects and indeed the matchup effects that I'm performing, which is why I picked it up straight away. So before I delve any further, let me just get onto the packaging. This is the packaging that comes from P3 Magic, Colour Sync. You can see it just there. As I open it up, the instructions are on the inside, but I've taken the cards out as well. But this is what the cards will come in this nice little in-groove here. In-groove? That's not a thing. It's a nice little groove that sits into the packaging and you can pull the cards in or out. Very nice, very simple, exactly just what it needs to be. The cards themselves look like this. You have a set, I'm trying to get this on camera, you have a set of black cards that look like this. These are the colours. So you can see the colours are very bright and vivid and they pop off the cards themselves. There's a green, red, blue, pink, I guess, or violet, and a yellow. You get two sets. You get a set in black and a set in white. These are the white set. The white set is gimmicked. And we will get into that in a little bit. Now, just to touch on the colours one last time, because they really do pop off the screen. And the reason why I chose to invest in this piece of magic is because, well, as most mentalists know, it's hard to get a universal mentalism set together. I work a lot corporate doing mentalism, and in corporate events there are a lot of people from all over the world, different languages, and you can't always do stuff with words, right? So visual things have to happen, and I call this my visual mentalism set. So I have a set of things that I do which are visual mentalism, and a couple of things involve colours, and this has slotted in perfectly because colours are universal, right? I think I might have pointed out earlier. If I haven't, I apologise, but one set of these cards are gimmicked, which means not everything is examinable, which is such a non-issue because it's mentalism after all, and everything is so fair and above board that all you have to do is just maintain these cards. I won't get into obviously how these are gimmicks. I'm not going to give anything away on here, but if you've owned effects like maybe say Poker Test 2.0 or something like that, you might be aware, or even if you just watched the trailer, you might be aware of how these cards are gimmicks. And that was one of the reasons why I purchased this effect, because I knew sort of what I'd be getting. I didn't know exactly what I'd be getting, but I sort of knew what I might be getting. And with that in mind, all I knew is that I just have to maintain the cards, which as a working performer, that's all I want to do. I don't want to have to renew cards all the time, get new cards all the time. I just have to maintain them, and that will help with their longevity. Another note on these cards is they are the standard Penguin stock, okay? So Penguin have a stock that's just slightly, it's near Bicycle playing card quality, not exactly the same, but they have released a lot of effects with this stock, so very nice, very easy to use. But with that in mind, they are obviously playing cards. So the more you use these cards, and they will be handed out to people, there will be a sort of shelf life for these cards because they are a gimmick set. But for the price that they are, you know, it is well worth investing in a couple of sets or indeed just purchasing as and when you need a new set. When I say that having a gimmick set of cards is such a non-issue, and it really is, it's because these cards can be handled so freely. So I'm going to show you my cards here. My gimmick set are the white set. And you can see they look exactly like the black cards in terms of colour and in terms of the back, obviously black back and white back. It's a nice little sort of choice to have black and white. It's a little bit different. But these cards can be handled pretty freely. There's no sort of hard thing to do with these cards. There's no hard sleights to do with these cards. They can be handled freely. Indeed, shuffling like this, or if you're shuffling, I'm trying to get this on camera, if you're shuffling like this, you can do exactly the same thing. Mimicking, most people don't know how to overhand shuffle all the time, so if you're mimicking what they want to do and they just want to mix the cards like this, they can do it. And that's what's great about these cards. Completely gimmicked, but very, very fairly gimmicked, I feel. One thing to note is that the white cards, because of the nature of them, they are white, of course, they can get dirty quite quickly. So you have to stay on top of the gaffing of these cards. So I would say just be careful, because obviously you're going out and about. Now, I'm a perfectionist, so to me, I flag it up. It annoys me because I can see any dirt on cards, but in the real world, no one will notice it, no one will care. The main download is 40 minutes long, and in this, David shows you everything you need to get started. There's a few different routines that are in there. There's the main routine where you sort of lift up and they all match. There's a tabled version. You might have seen that on Instagram or on his Facebook page, or indeed on YouTube. And then there's a prediction where there's a photograph of the order of the cards, which is really cool as well. For me, the lifting of the cards, the main routine, is my favourite, and it'll probably be your guys' favourite as well if you're out there performing it, because it solves another issue which I have with matchup effects, which is the final card. The final card, every single card, because you're turning them over, matches. The last card, when you turn it over, meh, everyone knows it's going to match. So it's a bit of it doesn't end on a high. Whereas this, you lift all the cards up, and you get that big reaction because they can see all the cards match. Super, super clean. You can clearly see David is a worker and he's out there working this material. It really takes a good thinker when it comes to trying to create new things in the world of something like a matchup effect, because matchup effects have been done to death, but to really think about how to progress that medium, how to progress the art form of a matchup effect, whether that be ESP, colours, pictures, whatever it is, so that it is now workable in a mix and mingle situation. You can do it on tables, mix and mingle, whatever you like. It's great to be able to see that thought process go in, and I think that's what David does best. Shout out David, by the way. He's been a subscriber of this channel for a few years. He said it to me the other day, so thanks for subscribing. I don't know why we haven't got any of your products on before, but what a great one to come in on. I have really nothing else to say to this, because it's going straight into my top set. So, well done, David. Shout out guys at P3 Magic, you've done a great job at filming and producing these cards. Shout out Michael Murray from Mind Effects for getting this to me so fast. And I will see you guys very soon. Ciao.